Evening YouTubers and YouTuberettes, how's it all going? ConorArmCEO here. Welcome to another Afterthought blog of the Arrowverse, and it's the 4th episode of The Flash, and it was a Halloween episode, and to be honest, I'm unbelievably bummed that I didn't do a Halloween reaction special off it, but what's done is done. And that was a very interesting episode I watched. I mean, that dude, the doctor, his name slipped my mind, as have been happening a lot with these new characters. He's been trying his absolute best to find a permanent cure to destroy the HLH cancer in cells, but he thought what happened the first time round, when what happened to that dealer that he attacked and turned into a zombie, he thought that was the key, but apparently it wasn't, and he was getting a lot worse. And so he broke into one of the rooms and stole 10 liters of blood, I think they said. And they basically said, since it's a Halloween themed episode, they thought it was a meta-vampire, a meta-vamp. Which, in this episode, it's kind of true. And then Team Flash has to accept the possibility that Barry is going to die on the Crisis on early December. Cisco was having a hard time accepting it because, I mean, look how many times he witnessed that he was going to lose his best friend. Because, I mean, when he got sucked into the Speed Force prison, he wanted to bring him back. And a lot of close calls when he died. Cisco or Caitlin always managed to find a way to bring him back. And now this new Wales came along, Nash, who's this explorer who's travelled in many multiverses. And apparently throughout the whole thing, he's been searching for the Monitor and what he's been up to. That's why he needed that element on the first encounter that we seen him in. And then had a little device that he had enhanced in his gauntlet by the hands of Cisco with the help of using this serum that was based on the Dominators to help cure Caitlin's friend. And Cisco tried to turn a blind eye and try to use this particular serum against dark matter to save Barry, but then it went bad. A lot of twists and turns, and Barry must have thought a lot about this, but when he was going to go, he was going to put Cisco in charge. But the only problem is, he's no longer Vibe. And does even Barry even know that after the two cicadas were taken down, he took the Medicure? I don't know if he knows. And Ralph is having a bit of an issue involved in this case that he's been working on since last summer, that he's been investigating over and over and over, and he was getting a wee bit bluesy, and felt the hint of depression coming from him, like eating a lot, mostly Halloween candy, and drinking in the dark. And deep down, Joe was having a very hard time accepting this, very, very hard. And as soon as the doctor took the serum, 5 seconds of hope and relief. It didn't work until he finally went all Bram Stoker Dracula on the entire hospital wing. He basically said, if I want this to work based on adrenaline, I'm going to have to be afraid. I'm going to have to attack the ones who are afraid. So basically what's been happening with this new meta, he's definitely a meta-vamp / zombie. He drains the cells out of people's bodies like a vampire, and brings them back, and they come back to life like zombies, and he controls them like puppets. And he did say the only way to survive is for me to be immortal, to survive, to use everybody as incubators, like a blood bank. And every time when he gets weaker, he's out to do a quick withdrawal. Nice way to spend your Halloween. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing it's not part 1, part 2 Halloween special where it's Halloween and all the kids are about to get attacked by trick-or-treaters. No, sorry. rephrase that. Trick-or-treaters are going to get attacked by a meta-vamp psycho. He is now obsessed with death, so I'm pretty certain Cisco is going to say the name. But I'm glad that I get to watch TV shows like this so I can get to know the characters more, because if it weren't for the show, I wouldn't be able to know about these characters that I never heard before. I mean, for example, I never heard of Savitar until he made his appearance. I never heard of the Thinker, I never heard of Cicada, and now I never heard of this guy. But soon we'll be able to hear his name, hear a code name, because obviously when it hits the Pippers, he's going to be known as he's going to be given a code name. And I wonder when Red Death's coming, because we all know in the comics, some point in the future, that Bruce Wayne's been missing for 3 years. In the comics that I read of the first issue, Bruce Wayne wants to go back in time to save his parents, and then Barry explained to him multiple times it's not a good idea. So, he harnesses the Flash on the Batmobile, right on the roof, on the bonnet, and then uses his speed force and the speed of his car to travel through time, and then it caused a chain reaction for his body to transform into Red Death. And not only that he is pure evil now, both voices in his head of Batman and Bruce fighting against each other. So I wonder if this is going to happen, and I have a funny feeling it might tag on of what's happening in the Crisis, because obviously the Monitor's not telling what's going on, and he's messing with people's heads, like he's doing with Lila and doing with Felicity. He's basically using people to probably fix that damage that he caused. Because, I mean, typical as always. Like, Rip Hunter, he recruited Captain Cold and Heatwave, Firestorm, the White Canary, Adam, to fix mistakes that he wanted to fix, but never told what the actual problem was when he was removed from the Time Masters, and he went on in a quiet and stole the Wave Rider and became a renegade. But I'm pretty sure you all feel the exact same way. And then Cisco finally understood what Barry was trying to do, and Cecile sensed something in Joe that terrified her. Like, deep down, as in terrified, felt sorry for Joe. He's not ready to lose Barry after everything they went through, especially the falsely accused murder of what happened to both his mum and dad, and his dad went to jail for her murder, and watching him grow up to be this scared and very adventurous and try to find his mother's killer, and then after one season it finally happened, but more things keep getting in the way, and the more terrified he was getting. He's not ready to lose Barry. And it's really strong for him to actually keep it all together and try to keep a straight fist. But hopefully, whatever's going to happen in the Crisis, it's obviously, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But enough of me babbling. I think I better get to the next episode here and catch up with more episodes that I've been missing. But I guarantee I will be officially reacting back with episode 8. So until then, you guys, you all know what to do. So, YouTubers and YouTuberettes, I'm ConorArmCEO. Thank you, and over and out.